Hello. How is everyone tonight? I hope you're well. My hair is all gray. Uh-oh. No, Gandalf. Always get, sorry. Hope that didn't cut. Did that cut me out? It's like a update for same thing, always wanting me to reinstall something, you know how it goes. But hey, Lake, how are you? Grandma Sherry, hello. Hello, beautiful. Beholder, hello. Reach into my soul and pull it, it won't hurt. Kaleidoscope, good to see you, girl. All right. So we got a docket tonight. Lots to cover, but me and Miss Chaotic Beauty and Crime share a, if you guys don't mind going out and sharing this live, I would really appreciate it. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. On my phone. Plus I gotta pull it up anyway so I can see the chat. I feel like I've been gone for a long time. Let's see. There we go. And if someone doesn't mind putting it in my group, well, I don't know if I have anyone in here to do that, do I? Mine doesn't, like, it's so annoying that mine doesn't pop up first. Like it's my own group. Oh, there it is. Okay. Got it. But yeah, there's lots of updates, lots of little things. So I figured I would go live and share some of those. And as I was going, as I was uploading to StreamYard, I noticed that Chaotic Beauty and Crime already has a show tonight planned for Amaya Robertson. So I'm just going to touch on it on my channel. And then and the link is in the description. I want everybody to go over and watch hers because I'm sure it's going to be good. She has the affidavits. She has the case file. And I think she's going to do an excellent job. So I would really appreciate you guys going over and supporting her and watching the live about Amaya Robertson, the baby from Indiana, 8 months old. She's been missing. I'm going to read an article and I'm going to show those mofos pictures because Robert Lyons is still on the run. So I'm going to do that. But, and then I have some other cases. Krystal Anderson was one that I was watching the replay of Gray. Well, I watched it last night, but I fell asleep. So I was finishing up today. And it just touched my heart, you know, and like, he's right. Like, he was talking about Krystal Anderson. She's a Black female, 30 years old. She's missing. It's active right now. She's been missing since August. And it's just not getting a lot of coverage. It's not getting the same tenacity that, say, a blonde white girl gets. Like we saw what happened with Kylie. We saw what happened with, oh my gosh, I'm totally drawing a blank, but Landry victim. anyways, and it's true. And it's true. And no one else is going to cover them. And that's why Gray does it. And I respect that a whole hell of a lot. I respect him a whole hell of a lot. And so I wanted to try to change that a little bit. He did a great job, and the link and the timestamp is in the description of this video. He went over a lot more than I probably will, did a lot of research. And but I wanted to share that on my channel, and that I think it's important, and it may not get a lot of views, and he's right. You can watch your numbers go down as soon as you start talking about something that isn't late breaking, that everybody's obsessed with, and Delphi and all of these things, which I do have an episode for Delphi that I may do tomorrow. I got to check with my daughter's schedule. But you know, when I cover Anthony Greeno, I notice the numbers go up. And then when I start to talk about something that really matters, that we could really make a difference in, it goes down, and it's disheartening. And I respect Gray that he could do that and raise even more money. But these cases that no one talks about are just as important. And when you look at this young lady, you're just like, she's absolutely gorgeous, mother of 4. And the circumstances are kind of crazy. So it's like, why is this not being picked up? And he said on his live that the media follows the public interest. And he's right. You know, when there's buzz about something, we're the ones that control that. If they don't get a lot of views, they're not going to do it. But if we, as the public, step up to the plate and actually be real crimers, and then we can make a difference. And the family of Krystal, just, you can sense their urgency and their despair, and just their grief and their worry. And I wanted to shine a light on it as well. Hey, Taffy. Hey, Daisy. Good to see you here. BC, nice to have you. I think I saw Layla. Hello. Okay. Yeah, just be voices for them. And then I have updates for Karina Mcclurk, and it's not much, but I do, you know, like, all the big buzz happened, and then everybody fell off again. And just as a reminder, we as a channel did donate $120 to Jerry. That is Karina's grandmother, and that was my July. And then August will be Donna, Miss Donna, for Jamie Joe Tate. It is looking like I should be getting that payment from YouTube on the 17th. It's like the 16th or 17th. I get it in the middle of the month, but it's for the next month. So we will be donating, I think, another 100, at least 100. It might have been 120 to Miss Donna for her upcoming things that she wants to do for her daughter. And I know it's small, you know, but that's okay. It will get bigger, and we as a channel will be able to. And again, you know, like, you are supporting me and being able to do this, because it does take time. And I pay for a lot of things in order to do these, and spend a lot of time. And I want to do that. But it is nice to be able to afford to, you know, like the StreamYard, the newspapers, all on and on and on, like things you pay for. And yeah, I don't feel bad about that one bit. And I also want to follow in Gray's footsteps and give back to this community. And then, of course, we got some Greeno updates, not much there, but I'm going to go ahead and get started with our first update here. I should have gone to the beginning. I'll start with baby Amaya. This is Amaya Robertson. This is her. Sorry. This is Amaya, 8 months old, Indianapolis, Indiana. White female, born July 14th of 2018. She was 111, 13 pounds, which is pretty low for an 8-month-old. Brown hair, blue eyes. She disappeared sometime around March 14th of 2019. She was 8 months old. It says her current age is 8 months old because she is presumed to be deceased. She's a missing person. She's missing from 229 South Holmes Avenue in Indianapolis. The detective assigned is Anthony Weaver, and the case number is IP 190026839. This is her mother, Amber Robertson, and this is Robert Lyons. Robert Lyons is currently, oh, you know what? Guys, I've done it again, didn't I? Didn't share. Why can't I just get it together? Okay. Now we'll go back over it. And hopefully you guys can see it now. Let me pull Daisy's comment off of the... Oh. Thanks, Kaleidoscope. It happens, right? You just have to go with it in life. So this is Amaya, 8 months old. Tiny little thing for 8 months old. I read this already, but again, you know, she is still missing, presumed deceased. This is the monsters. This is Amber Robertson and Robert Lyons. He is currently on the run. So if you see him in the Indianapolis or surrounding areas, please turn him in. He needs to be held accountable for what he's done. Yeah, this picture just, when I saw it, it just like got to me because this, remember, this is the baby that she was just like, I hope they find it. Like she talked about her like she wasn't her daughter. It was super strange in that one of those very first interviews. And Amaya just does not look well, even in this picture. In all of the pictures of her, she doesn't look well. She doesn't look like an 8-month-old. She wasn't tracking on time for what an 8-month-old should be doing. I believe she was neglected way before she was killed. And it's just heartbreaking. So this is Amber Robertson for my case, and she's in Marion County pending level 3 felony. So she has been charged with neglect of a dependent resulting in serious injury but results in serious bodily. Felony 3, neglect of a dependent results in bodily injury. Felony 5, neglect of a dependent, the abandonment or cruel confinement deprived a dependent. Level 5 felony. Neglect of a dependent places dependent in a situation that endangers the dependent. Level 6 felony. And basically, this is just her case file. Motion to seal public records. No contact order motion. Not sure who that's against. I'm sure that Chaotic will have all of this information later on tonight at 9 o'clock. There's been an indictment filed. The order to seal was granted. A no contact order granted. A warrant was issued. And she got, at first they set bail at $200,000. And that was a surety bond, and then motion to unseal the case. So that happened. And then she had a 1114 is an omnibus hearing. She's indigent, of course, so she's been assigned a public defender. So the court orders bond converted from $200,000 surety to $200,000 10%, which means she needs $20,000 to bail her ass out. And she was held. Where'd it go? Where is it? So held for PTR electronic monitoring. So she'll be on a monitor. And then her pretrial conference is November 2nd, 2022 at 1 p.m. with Judge Shatrice Flowers. So I would go ahead and plan on a bunch of delays because this is the same court and prosecutor and judge that is over Anthony DeBaya, who murdered his son, Nakota Kelly. It's been delay, which will be coming up here in a minute. Chaotic is on Thursday. It said tonight. Oh, well. Shoot. I'm sorry. I thought she was going to be on tonight. Hey, Dan, how are you? Good to have you here. And then her jury trial is scheduled for November 14th, 2022 at 9 a.m. But I would not hold your breath on those dates. But Marion County and this particular judge's courtroom is on remote. So this, especially the pretrial conference here, is remote. So we will be able to view it on. If you go to Indiana courts, then you will find like all of the courts that participate in the remote viewing. You cannot record it. You can't go live with it, but we can all watch it and take notes. So that's something that I'm for sure going to be doing. And that brings us to Nakota Blake Kelly. He was murdered by his father, Anthony DeBaya, and in Indianapolis, Indiana, not far from where Amaya went missing. And as you could see, what I was talking about, Shatrice Flowers is the judge, and it's been rescheduled a lot of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're on to the 10th. So hopefully this one goes through, but it's actually tomorrow is the pretrial conference, and it is remote. It will take place at 1 p.m. So I will be watching that as well. Same website. You can watch those. It kind of happened with the COVID thing to where, so it's basically like you watch their Zoom. So that is happening tomorrow and at 1 o'clock. So if you can't find the link, message me and I will send it to you. Karina Mcclurk, she was murdered by Valent Farmer. This a-hole here. And he's been charged with murder, Howard County. And he has a pretrial conference scheduled for November 15th at 9 a.m. and a jury trial scheduled for December 6th at 1:30. So those are other ones. I don't believe Howard County. No, Howard County, or I might be confusing them with Hamilton. Hold on. I got to turn this freaking fan off because I'm actually kind of cold. Because I've got an ice pack on my back. Because I pulled something. My back went out while I was lifting something today. It's like this one particular action I cannot do. And if I do anything that resembles it, my back goes out. It's so painful and it's really getting on my nerves, but this is helping. So yes, those are some upcoming things. And then of course we have the lovely Ashley Garth that just won't fork and go away. She's right here. If you've forgotten what Ash looks like here, that's her. She is now moving on to her post-conviction relief. She did a direct appeal, which was ex-nayed, and she did not get that. So now she's doing the post-conviction relief. She has a hearing on the petition for post-conviction relief, and it is set for November 2nd, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. with, it says Daniel Meltzer, so I'm assuming that it's in Newton County. Yeah, so there's that. Hopefully it doesn't go anywhere. And then this lovely letter, and the link is in the description and the timestamp on It's a Crime and Shame, Sunny, Adam, and Deb. And they had a guest on, and he apparently, his name is Extracted Thoughts something else channel maybe. And he wrote to Miss Garth about some things that are on. If you follow Sunny, then you know, like, about the letter, and this has to do with Delphi, and or what is allegedly about Delphi. And he was asking her what, if anything, like, did she write this letter, and what she has to say. And of course I have to read it because it's so typical of her psychoness and narcissism. Listen, it's going to be kind of hard. I have no interest in talking to, especially about something I know nothing about. I didn't write whatever the fork that, something, I can't read that because he's got his thing over it. Said, I've never seen it. Also, getting information from Garrett is about as reliable as getting your information from a cat. He's a liar. There's many things that are controversial that I've kept quiet and not defended myself about, that G has twisted around and made it what it's not, such as things in my case. And the only place that's got me is sitting in prison for a murder I didn't commit, and conspiracy charges when I still don't even know all of the facts. Y'all, with your oh so grand speculations, know more than I could ever rack my brain about. I have questions myself. What about my justice? Or the fact that the only difference between Nicole and I is that I'm still alive, suffering from Garrett's abuse. Wow. In fact, the fact that he's still finding a way to meddle with my life. I've told the feds what I know, and it's nothing. If I knew anything, I would have helped them. I don't know nothing, oh, nice, about that case or that letter, so don't ask again. I mean, do you guys see just like the dripping with me, and just the self-absorbed brat that she is? Like, ah. Yeah, it just literally to say, what about my justice? The only difference is I'm a forking live. I'm alive and she's not. Like remember, this is the same girl that wore the person that she murdered, proved in court, gone through the direct appeal, and will more than likely get through post conviction relief. No problem. This is the same person that wore the murder victim, Nicole Bowen's hat in the interviews with the detectives, wore her hat. She did it. Her DNA proved that she did it. The trial proved to a jury that she did it. And here she is trying to make herself the victim. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I can't stand her. I hope she never gets out. She doesn't deserve to be out. She is a horrible person. I probably like Garrett Kurtz more than I like her. And that is pretty telling. And here we have Mr. Greeno. And what I did was I went to his Facebook group, True Crime Investigates, should be Divestigates. But I clicked on this YouTube link, and this is what comes up. This video is no longer available because the YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated. Kaput. Gone. And we did start a petition for this, and I want to be able to look at the camera when I go over that. So I'm going to pop back over real quick. But I need to shut this door because my dog is getting the zoomies. Where is it? So I will be right back. Okay. Is that a little quieter? I feel like it's quieter. So, I received a message on a comment on my YouTube, and it was from a mother or a sister of a victim of a crime. And it was basically like she was looking for the coverage that Greeno had done on her brother. And she brought up the fact that we had started that petition. The petition was not turned over to anybody, and it was not the reason that his channel was terminated. I don't know what the reason is, and I do feel for her that now that coverage is gone of her brother, and if there's anything that I can do for her, as far as shining a light on that case, I would be more than willing to do that. That is a sad consequence of his actions. And I don't know. Like someone brought up, I've heard a lot, like I've been asked a lot, like what happened. And like it could be YouTube did it because he was getting reported and all of the things, like the copyrights or, strikes or whatever for his actions. I did turn that in. I know other people did to YouTube. So, but yes, we did want all of his money supply cut off because at that time that we had the petition, he was still making money and had his channel up and running, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. And he doesn't deserve to be on here, but the unfortunate thing is that a family lost their coverage, their interviews, and the fact that he did help them. There are many other families, and a lot of them are glad that it's gone, but I do feel sorry for, and I hate that for that family that lost the Greeno coverage. And if I can help in any way, please reach out. Cold Truth Podcast. I'll put my email on the screen there. Because they don't deserve that. They didn't deserve to have him be the only one that was covering that case. And now they've lost all of that. And that's sad. That's not, I don't know. I mean, it could have been law enforcement for all we know. Like, he was turned in to his probation officer. He was turned in by multiple different people for the scams that he was running from his channel, the doxing he was doing from his channel, the ridiculous stuff. So, and we don't know what's going on with him. Like, I did just look today, and there is nothing in my case. He was going to be petitioning, he said, in September. He dropped his appeal and said that in September he would be petitioning for like a motion to reduce his sentence. I don't see it yet, but I'm sure it's coming. And yeah. But she didn't say the name, so I'm going to have to do a little digging and try to find that out, Grandma Sherry. Hey, Grizz, how are you? Hope you're well. Ooh, crusted Parmesan tilapia and rice while listening. That sounds amazing. But yeah, like I know that the petition wasn't the reason that his channel got taken down, because we didn't turn it over to anyone, like it didn't go anywhere. And Cece did a great job with that. And I don't want her to have to field any negativity coming her way, because she's awesome. And hopefully we're going to be seeing her later on Chaotix Live, which I guess is not tonight. I could have swore it was tonight. I'm just going to go check real quick. But I didn't look at the date, so maybe. Oh, I don't see it now. That's weird. Oh, this Thursday, I will be joining Cece to discuss what's happening in Amaya's case. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I thought it was tonight. So don't go over there tonight. Go over there on Thursday night of this week. Oh, she moved it? Okay. Gotcha. But yeah, I have an article I was going to read for Amaya, and then we'll kind of get into the Krystal Anderson, and that's all I have for tonight. So hold on a beat. Hey, True Crime Recliner, how are you? Hey, Hoosier, how are you? I hope you're not busy tomorrow night, because I'm going to go over that. I think tomorrow. I got to ask my daughter, but that Science Direct that I found, because it talks a lot about like things that make you go, especially with Kegan Kline, and kind of comparing him to this article that, well, it's not an article, it's actually just a case review. So yeah, I want to do that soon. So I think as long as my daughter's schedule permits, I'm going to do that tomorrow night, and I hope you can join. And if you would like to come on and read, that would be totally fine with me. It's pretty long, but it's filled with so many things that can help, not just in Delphi case, the murder of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, but in other cases, just understanding the mind of these psychopaths. So let me get back to this article for Amaya. Now listen. I wasn't going to play this because you'll get a copyright. A Marion County grand jury has indicted an Indianapolis mother and her former boyfriend on neglect charges in the case of missing Amaya Robertson, who was last seen alive more than 3 years ago. Amber Robertson, 23, faces 4 counts of neglect of a dependent stemming from the disappearance of her daughter, according to the indictment filed Friday. The indictment alleges Amber Robertson knowingly placed her daughter in a dangerous situation or cruelly confined Amaya Robertson and or deprived her of necessary support and deprived her of necessary food, water, or sanitary facilities. How sad. The actions result in serious bodily injury to the child, according to the indictment. The indictment lists Robert Lyons, Robertson's former boyfriend, as a co-defendant. A warrant has been issued for Lyons' arrest. Amaya, 8 months old, was last seen March 9th, 2019, with her mother's then boyfriend, Robert Lyons, at a home in the 200 block of South Holmes Avenue. Amber Robertson, the girl's mother, told detectives that her boyfriend, Robert Lyons, had taken the infant to the babysitter. Detectives at the time said they believed Lyons drove a 1996 maroon Isuzu rodeo in poor condition and had spent an extended amount of time in the area. Hold on, sorry. An extended amount of time in the area of Rockville Road and South Mickley Avenue before he returned to Amber without Amaya about 10 p.m. Amaya was not reported missing until March 16th. A silver alert was issued. Indiana State Police issued a silver alert for Amaya on March 19, 2019. They issued a silver alert because an amber alert they only do those if there is a vehicle and a vehicle description in play. So it's like active, like literally this child was taken. That's what an amber alert for. A silver alert is for more something like Amaya's case or elderly people. And no vehicle is I think they need another one. I think they need like a bronze alert, maybe bronze something for all of the ones that do not have a vehicle description or that have just been literally kidnapped off the street. And they don't know the vehicle. Like, I think there needs to be something. I think of that a lot with Abby and Libby. You know, there was no car involved. There was no Amber Alert, which that is the rules for that. But could that have made a difference? You know? So the silver alert was issued on March 19th of 2019, 10 days after the child was last seen. Detectives said the investigation was hampered because they received conflicting statements from witnesses and family. Police issued a missing persons advisory and asked for the public to help them find baby Amaya. The silver alert was canceled on March 21st. The search. Detectives conducted several searches of the babysitter's home in the 200 block of South Holmes Avenue. They spent 2 days in April 2019 searching the Holmes Avenue home. Investigators dug up the backyard and searched with cadaver dogs, but they did not find Amaya's body. Investigators also searched the White River and an apartment complex pond and other locations where Lyons said Amaya should have been. Detectives said some of the places where Lyons told them the baby might be found did not exist. Homicide investigation. Detectives announced during a press conference on March 23, 2019, that the search for missing baby Amaya was now a homicide investigation. Detectives said that they had received conflicting statements from Lyons and Amber Robertson. Investigators said during this news conference that Lyons had been taunting Amaya's mother about where the infant might be found. Mother pleads for help. Amaya's mother, Amber, spoke to the media on April 30th of 2019 and issued a plea for her daughter's return. Quote, "I feel my daughter is still out there." She said, "If you have my daughter, please bring her home." Grand jury indictments. More than 3 years after Amaya's disappearance, Marion County grand jury on September 9th indicted Amber Robertson and Robert Lyons on felony charges of neglect of a dependent stemming from Amaya's disappearance. The indictment alleges Robertson and Lyons knowingly placed Amaya in a situation that endangered the child's life and it resulted in serious bodily injury. The maximum sentence, if convicted of the most serious offense, is 16 years in prison, prosecutors said, and I sure hope she gets 16 years. Robertson, 23, was held in the Marion County Jail on Monday. A warrant has been issued for Lyons' arrest. And it appears that she is going to be on house arrest and just like getting another pass on that. So hopefully the no contact orders are against her children that are living so that they can continue to live. As you can see, I don't like her. I think that there's a lot that I know. And so it is, yeah, no. It's sad. It's disgusting. And I think you'll find out from Cece and Amy on Thursday, but I think she's pregnant again. I think she's up to like, this is her 5th child. She, 23 years old and just habitually keeps getting pregnant and habitually neglects her children. And I'm glad that there is movement, and that's the thing about a grand jury is they said that there were 2 other charges that the grand jury decided no go on. And I'm assuming those were murder and manslaughter. That's just my speculation. But I can't think of anything else that it would be. Manslaughter obviously is murder without the intent. So not the pre-planned, pre-thought. That's murder 1 in Indiana. And manslaughter or voluntary manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, and then there's other ones too. But I would have guessed it was probably involuntary or voluntary manslaughter, to where she didn't plan to kill her, but she did. And then not involuntary because of the actions that she took afterwards. That would be my guess, but that's just a guess. I know, Grandma Sherry, it is. I needed a drink before I move on. Oh, wrong one. So this is Aiken County mom who's been missing for 6 days. And this is on August 26th of 2022. Wagoner, South Carolina. A family is worried about a woman who has been missing for several days in Aiken County. The Aiken County Sheriff's Office is looking for information about Krystal Anderson, a mother of 4 who lives in the Wagoner area. She was reported missing Wednesday by her mother, Wanda Sumner, after relatives hadn't heard from Anderson since Saturday. The mother told deputies this is unusual for Anderson, who normally has communication with her mother and other family members on the daily basis. Quote, "We found out that she was missing from her oldest child's father, who suspected something was wrong because she never showed up to get her son for school," said Anderson's sister, Shadira Smothers. I then received a call from her job and the school became worried. Smothers said she'd been told by her nephew that Anderson disappeared after an argument with her boyfriend, Tony Berry, outside outside on Saturday night. Tony came back in the house, Smothers said. No one has seen her since. Tony claims she ran off. The school, her job, family, and friends know she would never abandon her 4 children. And Wagoner police officer told deputies he'd spoken with several people, including to Barry by phone, about Anderson. The officer said Barry stated that she had not been at the residence since Sunday and had left the children with him. 3 of the kids went to school on Monday, but not Tuesday, according to deputies. By Wednesday, Sumner had found them and taken them to the sheriff's headquarters. Barry didn't wish to report Anderson as missing and told an officer, quote, "Krystal often does this." A detective wrote in an indictment report. Smothers said the location of Barry is unknown now, too, and he has a missing persons report on him. When Aiken County deputies have tried to call Anderson and Barry, the calls have gone directly to voicemail. The case has been turned over to the Aiken County Sheriff's Agency Criminal Investigation Division. According to the agency, anyone with information about Anderson is urged to contact deputies at 803-648-6811. Family frustrated by lack of answers on missing mom. This was published on September 5th of 2022. An Aiken County mother has been missing for 17 days. Krystal Anderson's family reported her missing on August 23rd after she was last seen outside her home in Wagoner on August 20th. Her family is growing frustrated with what they say is a little response from law enforcement. Anderson family said last week that something is wrong. They say she wouldn't disappear without her kids. After 17 days, we took a look at Anderson's TikTok. On average, she posts 4 videos a day. Last month, she only posted 1 video. 2 weeks before her disappearance. While the silence from her social media presence grows louder for members of her family, the silence they feel from law enforcement is beginning to make them angry. Quote, she's a mother, a sister, a daughter, a friend, said her sister, Shadira Smothers. She has 4 children that she needs to come back to. As law enforcement officers launch the second week of their search, the family says are few answers. Quote, I don't know what proof of a missing person you need besides the person's being missing, Smothers said. I just feel like when it comes to women of color, we're overlooked when it comes to us coming up missing. Aiken County investigators say they're conducting a bigger search for Anderson. Beautiful family. They've sent notifications to all surrounding agencies, and she's listed in the national database as a missing person. But her sisters feel it is, her sisters feel it isn't enough, especially since the family believes Anderson's life is in danger. Quote, my nephew stated the night that she went missing, he asked my nephew, was his mother out with another man? And my nephew told him yes. And they were outside fighting outside the trailer, and he heard his mother's screaming, Smothers said. After that, Anderson's son told his family he saw a man put his mother in a trunk, according to the family. It's just been hard, Smothers said. It's been hard on all of us. We asked the Aiken County Sheriff's Office at what point law enforcement agencies launch a search. Investigators said they're already conducting one. We asked if there was a person of interest. Deputies said at this time, no. The family says they won't stop looking until they find answers. Quote, and then I try to have faith and think that she's okay. That she's okay, Smothers said. We are not going to ever stop looking for you until we bring you home. And then, I guess I forgot to. No, that's not it. Which one was it? Oh. Yeah, is she not? She's so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Man, it's worrisome. Let's see where this takes us. To another missing poster. Crime Stoppers by calling 1-888-CRIME South SC. There is a $3,000 reward being offered for any information leading to Krystal Anderson. And again, awful suspicious with the boyfriend now on the run and what the children are reporting to have seen. There was a...
Good day, friends. I hope you're doing well. It's Frankie Rose. Welcome to my channel. I want to highlight missing person Krystal Chanel.
There was one by her sister.
I don't know why I'm all twisted up. There we go. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm not going to lollygag on here because we're not just talking about an older story. We are talking about a current active missing person.
Can't find it.
Let me make sure I went live.
Krystal Anderson, a Columbia native, disappeared 2 weeks ago on August 20th. As the investigation continues, they're hoping the public can help bring her home safely. A plea for answers. You need to speak up. The family of Krystal Anderson says her disappearance has been an emotional roller coaster as the days searching turned to weeks. Shadira Smothers is her sister.
We are going to bring Krystal home, and her story is going to be a testimony to help other women.
On Saturday, they gathered in prayer, lighting candles for the Columbia mother of four and C.A. Johnson High School graduate.
She was very responsible. She was a good mother. A good friend to those who know her.
They say Anderson had only recently moved to Aiken County when she disappeared from her Wagner home on August 20th. Shonja Cleveland is a private investigator.
I want everyone to know from Columbia to Wagner. And we've gotten some very good leads to keep those leads coming.
News 19 reached out to the Aiken County Sheriff's Office, which is leading the investigation, for more details. The office said in a statement, "We cannot confirm anything at this time. We are actively working this case and all leads."
This is why it's so important that if anyone knows anything, to say something. No matter how small it is, this right here, the outcome, we're going to save lives afterwards, and we're going to help other families that have experienced what we've gone through.
So sad. No. No. Sorry, that was loud.
Krystal Anderson, a Columbia native, disappeared 2 weeks ago on August 20th as the investigation continued.
There it is. So let's share. Why can't I share? Here is their Facebook group. Please go and support this family of Krystal Anderson. And this is the page they have for her. Oh, here's old Tony. No, it was just a thumbnail.
What is going on?
Tony Lee Berry.
This is Arctic Fox. Welcome back to the channel.
She's so gorgeous. Kidnapped and placed in a trunk. Children, witnesses, and inform law enforcement. There's the boyfriend that is also missing. So if you're in that area and you see him, call the police. Reward of $3,000. So, yeah, please go and follow this group and support this family. It does seem like, and that's why I had streaming on here. The banner for domestic abuse hotline. It just seems like so many, so many women are victims of domestic abuse, and it's heartbreaking. I mean, from what I just read, I didn't know that part about, well, no, I did hear that on Gray. I had covered that. Like these poor little kids hear their mom screaming, and this little boy that has told this man that she was out with another woman. They go outside. The kids hear screaming from inside, and he comes in and she does not. And the little boy saw him putting a man putting his mommy in a trunk. That's absolutely devastating. So it seems like her remains, and I hope that they have the I hope that there are searches going on. I'm sure there are, and I hope that they are organized by law enforcement and that they can step up and really do some good here for Krystal and her family. Like, it's just, I can't imagine, I just really can't. Oh, thank you, Lake. Thank you so much, Lake. I really appreciate that. You're sweet. I know, Daisy. Same. Yeah, they really are. True's girlfriend dumped him. Who are you talking about? I'm just kind of going back through. Oh, I believe so. Obviously, like his, she, even before his channel was terminated, hasn't been anything from her. So hopefully she is doing well. I wish her all the best. And I hope that, because after these abusive relationships and the mind control and manipulation that comes from these coercive men like Anthony Greeno, and obviously this, what was his name? Tony, what was it? Tony Lee Berry types, that, I'm glad that, she got out with her life. I'm sure that there is, you know, along with a lot of his other victims of Anthony Greeno. It's like when you see stuff like this and you know from a family member of his that he has, he beat one of his two children's mother, like tried to kill her already, and she was pregnant. You know, when you hear of that kind of thing, you have to wonder about how many other women he's terrorized or hurt. I did receive a comment on on my channel after one of the videos of like, thank you for bringing to light this, and the person claims that he raped her in Oklahoma. So and she didn't report it, and you know, and it's the same thing of like, he told her that no one would believe her, and basically just a bunch of threats. And she was glad that I was shining a light on him. Now, could that be made up? Yeah, I don't know. But if not, to her, if she's listening still, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And you know, men like this don't, they just don't change, you know, and eventually someone will end up murdered within the type. And it's really sad. It's I've seen it. It's touched my life several different times, and I've had to deal with it in my career of just utter fear for the stories that I've heard along the way, and happened to call because in Indiana we're all mandated reporters, and just like hearing these stories, I'll never forget. A long time ago, I was doing hair, and my client was a new client. She was just completely distraught. Like she was just distraught, and she just needed someone to talk to, you know, and she just spilled to me about what had happened. And this monster had followed her to a friend's house and was peeping in the windows, making sure she wasn't doing anything nefarious. And they see him, scared them half to death, and then she goes home. He is throwing all of her things out in the front yard because, you know, it's about control. Like, even if she wasn't doing anything wrong, it's always going to be the victim's fault. And her 15-year-old son at that time got in the middle because this monster got out a gun and was threatening to kill her in front of her children. Some were young. The 15-year-old got in the middle, and this is the story that she's telling me, and basically got the gun, wrestled the gun away from this prominent member of the community, mind you. And has anything happened to him? No, not a thing. Joe Warnock, same thing. He finally killed her. Everybody knew it was only a matter of time, and he succeeded. And it's a hard reality. And when you get in these situations, what happens is they love bomb you. They make you feel like they are everything that you have been looking for. You know, they are smooth and charming, and they have everything in common with you. That is a warning sign. And they ask questions of what your interests are, and then they follow suit, and they make you fall in love with them, and they make you invest in them. And and then they start isolating you. And then by the time you start to realize you've already put so much time into what you thought this person was, and how can you fix them to get them back to what the idea of them, what they portrayed to you in the beginning. Because by this time you've already, I'm sure that his ex-girlfriends have given him tons of money. They've invested in his family and his children and his sob story. And then you're stuck in a cycle and you're gaslit so bad that you feel like you're the one that is to blame. And then it's hard to get out because getting out is so dangerous. And then with the exploiter types, they've recorded you in states of undress. You better believe it. And then they're going to use that to coerce you into staying quiet or actually staying in a relationship. I had a client one time that this was happening to her. I'll tell, if you don't have sex with me, I'll tell our children, A, B, C, and D. That's rape. That's just, and it's just like, I can't imagine wanting, like what is with the mind of somebody that doesn't care if the person wants to be with them. They just are not going to leave them, like they don't, I can't imagine like if my man was like, I don't love you anymore, like this isn't working out, and I just like would be hurt, but I definitely wouldn't like try to force them to stay, like why would you want someone to be with you if they don't love you? I don't know. It's sad. It's close to my heart. And whenever I see cases like this with domestic abuse, it breaks my heart. And I do hope that Greeno's ex is doing well, and I wish her nothing but the best. And more power to her for if she has got out, like keep going, keep, work through the process of the therapy, because it's so important to healing and understanding how you ended up in that position. And this is coming from a place of knowing, okay? Like, and doing that work to learn all of the signs of the manipulation and breaking them down, and like, oh, wow, like, look at this situation and look how he spun this to make this my fault, or use this to get his way, and the coercion that goes on, and the words of demeaning, you couldn't get through life without me. Sounds kind of sweet. And if you say it, like, what would you do if you didn't have me? And this, like, all of those little things that these men do, and women are totally capable of it. I've seen a few of those myself. And just all of the different tactics that they employ to get you to the place. And then finally you're like, no, I'm done. And that's the time when they're losing control, and they hate that. That is the worst thing. And that is the scariest time. And it sounds like with Krystal, sounds like she was moving on, and he was not going to allow that. That's just my speculation. Yeah, Daisy, I've been married 30 years. Ladies, men don't change. Yeah, it's really hard to change behaviors. It can be done with a lot of work, a lot of self reflection, and self work, self help, and therapy. Like, it can be done, and but again, there's psychos, psychopaths and sociopaths and narcissists and like malignant narcissists that it's not going to be, they can get help like behavioral. They can learn to live in society a tiny bit. But you got to remember with those types, they lack what makes us human. That's just the cold truth. And so while they can do, and be better, that's not going to go away. Anybody have any questions before we wrap up? Anything anybody would want to talk about? Share their story? Anything new that you found in the news? Whew. Okay. I hope this ice pack like magically heals. I'm supposed to go on a trip on a Thursday. But if my back doesn't pop back in, I cannot imagine I'm going to be able to ride in a car for 4 hours. So that really sucks because I was looking forward to it. We have so much fun and it's just beautiful there in Lake Michigan. But yeah, all I was doing is just lifting like in front of me, and I lifted something up like that. Like, what is it about that action that makes my back go out? I don't know, but seems like I'm just getting old. Like I'm just breaking down. And I've even been taking way better care of myself. I've been eating right and being more active and losing some weight that I've put on lately. And yeah, but the eye and then the back and then sick of it. If anybody has anything they want to ask, go for it. Hey, Kate. Seems like shit goes downhill after 40. Huh? Yeah, totally. Like any topic that you want to talk about, let's talk about it for a few. We have been talking about old Greeno and his termination and just what happens in abusive situations tonight. But yeah, shoot me a question. He was terminated from YouTube. His account, which, I mean, terminate, like, I'm pretty sure that means like gone. Like no more anything. Yeah, it is. No more money coming in from that. And when he comes back, which I hope he does not, I hope he picks something else. But then, there's going to be just another stream of victims. And I do plan on, I got to get booking on it because it's going to take me a good long while. I want to make a condensed version of the multiple criminal history lives that I did on him. I want to make like a condensed version of that and put it into a show that's more like an hour. and just hit all the highlights of his depravities and the things that he's done. But hey, Christopher, one superpower, what would it be? Oof. Invisible. Or fly. Fly. I would like to be able to fly. But what could you really do with that to like help things? What would you want to be? What would your superpower be? Wonder why all of a sudden people report his channel, or did girlfriend delete it? I don't think girlfriend would. But I think that, oh yeah, Joe Lewis went down at the exact same time. So I know there was a channel that was having people report him. So, you know, that could have been that. That could have been law enforcement. We just don't, you know, like, perhaps he'll get a real job. Oh, I think that's like the last thing we can think that he's gonna do. Teleportation. I like visiting people or going to Mexico, but it takes too long, so get there. Fly is second. I fly in my dreams nightly. Like I'm always flying, and it is like not as scary. A lot of times I'm falling and it's just like all black and I'm like falling, but I'm never scared. And yeah, I just like fly and float about, and I can like in my dreams, like I look down on things that are happening and I can see people, and my dreams are crazy. Yeah, I hate the traveling part, but I wish I could teleport to Michigan on Thursday because I really, really want to go. I've been looking forward to this for months, and it's just like I wish I'll have to take some pictures when I'm there because it's just like idyllic. You know, it's a secluded beach, secluded property. It's huge. And I think it sleeps about 20 people. So like there's a main house, and then there's other houses on that they own, and the deck is the best. The outer part of the deck is all just like a bench, and it looks out over the water because it is on like a dune. And so, but yeah, and there's beach this year. Looking forward to some bonfires and yeah, just relaxing and chilling and like regrouping, because Colorado, while it was fun, it was hot. We were busy, and yeah. Or do you know what I did last summer? Oh, what were you doing? What was I didn't see you. I keep having dreams about my family and like going on like we're on these vacations with family and I don't want to be there, like extended family. And like I am kind of like I'm there, but I'm not, which is fitting because I'm there, but I'm not. Oh, it is a good thing, Daisy? Yeah, I kind of feel like, I don't know if it's a part of the dream too, because when I first started having him, it was scary. It's like because you're just like out of control and you're just like flying into a black hole, and then all of a sudden there'll just be like scenes and things, and you can see things and whatnot. But scary, you know, because you're just the out of control part, and like what like am I gonna fall? And then I learned that I can, like, I think it's just a part of the dream, but like I can like control how fast I'm going, if I'm falling down or if I'm just like actually flying, and take myself places, and it's pretty cool. And I always have these dreams where me and my dad are on this adventure of a lifetime. And it's to get to the last plot of the earth, because the earth is slowly breaking off and it's getting smaller and smaller. And so we are the only ones left in our family, which is absolutely devastating. And we have to work our way through jungles and water slides and like obstacle courses, trees, you name it, we're doing it, over, you know, expansive like caverns where the bridge breaks. I mean, it is just so intense. I get no rest. And then we finally make it to the last plot of the earth, and we're watching, you know, people and the earth just breaking off and going into black. And then we look at each other in my dream, and it's like, wow, like we did all that just to die. Like now we made it, but we're still going to die anyway. I think it's just a way of me like of like acceptance of there's just some things in life that you can't control, and like, but you still keep doing everything positive and everything, like you don't give up, you know. It's not about giving up, like it's about doing all of the work to get to that last day of our lives where we can just be like, okay, we did it, but we're going to die anyway because there's something bigger than ourselves. Sounds like an awesome movie plot. Oh, really, Daisy? I also have like night terrors, and I feel like I'm awake, and to the point where I videotaped them because I was like, I swore like a demon was literally trying to, like, it's about my blankets. Like they were, almost like, how do I explain it? Because I love snakes. So I don't want to blame it on snakes, but like my covers were sexually like assaulting me, and then getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and it felt like I was awake. And then like I am struggling to, and then at one point, like I know I am halfway awake and I'm halfway asleep, and I just need to figure out like how to wake all the way up, and then I can. And this one time when I did wake up, and I woke up screaming, and all of a sudden it felt like everything that was holding me, like the blanket that was holding me down, just like let go. And I was awake for that, and it freaked me out. And I have reoccurring dreams too. Yeesh. Those are always, they change with whatever house I live in. But it has like, I can, like, a lot of my phobias that I have stem from my dreams, or should I say nightmares. Wake up and just like fighting to open my eyes. And then when you're in that like in between, and you know, like I'm about to have a night terror of all night terror, and I don't want to be asleep. And so like I physically am trying to like yell out for my man, and so that like he could stir me, you know, and like help me to not go to sleep. It's crazy. No, me too about the sexual snakes. Not yet, at least, but trying to wake up. Yeah, okay. Not you two. Yeah, it's not snakes because I love snakes. I think I love getting a good neck massage from a snake, but it's just like it feels like it just a demonic spirit. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean that explanation comes from the the way I grew up. Oh my gosh! So I have a wives' tale for you guys that I learned from hanging out with my mom this weekend. This is hilarious. So, did you know that this is West Virginia Holler, it's where she grew up. They used to so if a child doesn't know they never met their father, they can blow in the mouth of other people and cure them of thrush by blowing in their mouth. They cannot have ever met their father. And so there's a little girl, little Linda from the neighborhood that apparently like thrush was the big thing and like all the kids would get thrush and whatever. And so little Linda didn't know her dad. Her dad died before she was born in a coal mining accident. And her mom would tout her around, bring her on over to blow in other kids' mouths and cure them of thrush. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, what? It cracked me. My mom's like, oh, yeah, it worked. And then my dad, they're so cute. He was like, well, there has to be like some kind of a medical reason why, like, because he believes my mom, he adores her. So, but there's got to be a medical reason why. And I'm just like, no, like, what? Can I tell this on my podcast? Because this is hilarious. She just looked at me. I've never heard anyone describe the dream flying like that exactly as I experienced. Oh, wow. Repeated dreams also, all that ended for me. My fingers slip on the dial or buttons. Always have dreams where I try to call 911 and my phone slips on the dials. Oh, sounds like something out of the movie Green Mile. Are you talking about my holler story or one of the other dreams? Like, but I did like that movie a lot. I liked it a lot. There's been a lot of different Delphi things here lately. I'm sure there's 12 lives tonight about it. But then of course the drama. I was noticing something the other day because there's like these. It's mostly around the Delphi case. I don't cover it very often or at all, but yes, the holler story breathing into someone's mouth. I know. Oh wow, Kibosabi. We used to have a coal stove too. No, not a coal stove, a wood burning stove. And it was in the middle of our living room. Like it was in the middle. It was kind of an awkward place for it. But my little brother decided to write his name in the, I don't know what it was made out of, like some kind of stone and metal. And he carved his name into the metal. And then he blamed it on me. And I'm like, I'll tell you what, if I had done it, I definitely would have put his name. It sounds like something I would do. What did I miss? Something new? No, there's just been, like I was just thinking about like when new creators come along that decide to cover the Delphi case and like they're not good. They're doing things that are just crazy. They're just like, like, oh, and then the next season of people that cover Delphi come along and they make the ones of the past season look like angels compared to the like just the outlandishness of how it's getting to be. It's just absolutely outlandish. Definitely go and watch that. I have it time stamped to where it goes to Krystal Anderson, but the very beginning of that show that Gray Hughes Investigates did the other night, it was debunking a lot of this craziness and these things that the people get stuck on, and they just get crazier and crazier. Every new bunch that comes along, they just like top the next one. You're just like, oh my gosh, it's so weird. Okay. Bigfoot, eh? You're okay. Wait. I was burnt serious burn, but my grandfather came over and blew on the burn, causing it to go away. Really? Cause the pain to leave. Why? Yeah, I mean, I get that. I think. Um. Oh, no. Hey Gray, how are you? We're just talking about dreams now, but I did cover Krystal Anderson because it touched me what you said last night. And then today I watched the rest of it today about covering the minorities, and that they don't get the attention that they deserve. And you said about like why? Like, is it because she doesn't have blonde hair, and it's just unfortunate. And Nithoven, I don't know what that means. Sheltering? Nithoven? Yeah, it is. It is. And it's just it's a sad fact. It's disturbing. It's and like that's why it does. But like what you said about how did you word it? I'm going to screw it all up, but just what the media covers, what the public, and if the public turns it every time they do a story on a minority or, whatnot, then they're not going to continue to do it. And so then you just see these cases that get so much attention, and it's because of the public, it's us. And it should start in the real crime community to where we can be the leaders in not allowing that to happen. And when stories come along, giving them all their time and listening, like this Krystal Anderson. I mean, it has got everything that like any other case has, like Kylie Rodney, the Landry, what is her name? I feel bad. I'm totally don't remember her name. These cases that just get so much attention, and I don't get it. She's Krystal is gorgeous, like 30 years old, mother of 4, thrown into a trunk of her car. Like, her kids are telling this story. There's all of these aspects, this boyfriend on the run, like, and barely anything. There isn't, it's just sad. Gabby Petito, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Kimberly. On Joe Warnock, yeah. He was the asshole that murdered my friend Angie. There's not a lot on him. They didn't really cover him, and the news coverage that they did get blamed her. So that was upsetting. But she was my friend and coworker, and so yeah. But yeah, he is in the Indiana State Prison. I'm glad. I meant to message you just to, but I was like hearing what you say, and I know you've said it before of like, no one else is going to cover these. Like, you watch, like, not any other true crime creators are going to talk about this. And I'm like, it just made me kind of do some like self-reflecting, and I can. And I watch your show all the time, and I see all of these cases that you do. And if I'm not there in the live, I'm watching the replay. And so, but I don't know how, like, cause there's so many and you keep finding them, and they're never heard of them, never heard of them, but people can't get off of, a whole channel that goes live 5 times a week about one case. Like, that's chasing something, but it's not chasing the right things. Yeah. This one clip of the Indigenous woman, Amber Tarocco, who recorded her crazy taxi driver who ultimately killed her. Yeah. Never heard of it. It's Skylar Niece. Yeah, that was one. That one was just really forked up though. Like, whew. That one, can you imagine? Kimberly Jerome just found this channel 2 days ago. I really like it. Binge watching Greeno. Well, thanks. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, Ray Hainish, he needs justice. He's another minority, and it really pisses me off that there isn't more coverage for him, because it's super, super sad. I'm just... But I think that is all that I have tonight, unless anyone else has any questions. Yeah. Hey, The Stand, how are you doing? Oh. Well, she is a cutie pie. I like her too. So thank you for stopping by. But yeah, you sure have been dealing with this a lot of craziness. I can't keep up. Whew. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well. I am. I'm doing really well. I've thrown my back out a freaking again. All I did was lift up a lightweight box, but I think it was because I bent over and lifted, and that something when in that action causes my back to go into a spasm. And then, but I'm going to see there. I need, because I'm leaving on Thursday. Like, I need a doctor that I can go to tomorrow. Is there like an emergency back place that you can go to? Like, maybe I could just get a shot and make it not hurt so I can go to Michigan. Like, Does anybody know of anything? Because there's no way I can ride in a car with this. I can't even. Like, it's just, yeah, it's just spasming away. But I do have a cold compress on it, so it's helping. But see, emergency room. Oh, I have a new member. Kimberly, thank you. Right now, my members, I am going to be honest with you, and it's totally fine if you cancel, are just to support the channel and what we do here. And we have raised money for, like I kind of do it how like Gray does it, of just what the channel brings in and giving a portion of that. And we've raised money and given it to Jerry Mcclurk, Karina Mcclurk's mother. And, you know, any support that I get here goes towards those things. And then this month will be for Donna, Miss Donna, Jamie Joe Tate's mother. There are some things that she needed help with. And so us as a channel are going to be giving to her. You know, it's not a lot, but, you know, if we keep on trucking, like Mother Teresa said, you know, we can all do some things, but together we can do great things. And that is so true. Beholder, thank you. Super sticker. Thank you so much. Otto Man. He's always just stopping by. This account. Hello, girl. How are you? Good to see you here. Cortisone shot. Yeah, I feel like I need a something to make the pain go away and the swelling and all that jazz. Because what happens is like literally it bulges out. I don't know if that's normal, but it's been happening for years. I know that I have they're called Tarlov cysts. I don't know if anyone's heard of them, but they're cysts that grow inside of your spinal roots. And mine are quite large, and I have them basically from C7 all the way down to my sciatic. Yeah, so they are the ones in my lumbar spine, which is where this is, are about the size of a. I mean, they're big. Like I thought I was dying when I saw them pop up on the MRI that I had. I was like, oh, that's it. I'm dead, because they're all over on my spine. And I'm like, I have cancer for sure. Like, what is that? And they're just these cysts. They won't operate them on them. And so they just like flare up and cause me a lot of pain, but they're pressing on the discs that are degenerating and bad anyway. And it's just like the most frustrating thing, you know, because it's there's just not a lot that can be done. And I definitely can't afford to fly to Maryland and stay there for a month and have a surgery that may work, but they can drain the cyst, but they just fill right back up. And so this place in Maryland, they fill them with what's called fibrin. And so basically, like, they put glue in them so that they can't fill back up and kind of close them off that way. But it's a risky surgery, and I don't know if it's worth it. Plus, who in the hell can afford to go stay in another state for a month, you know? And then it's not covered by insurance, so then you got to pay for it, and then you got to pay to stay, and then you have to keep staying after and keep going back to the doctor, and then you have to do physical therapy. So that's all out of pocket. That's not covered by insurance. So yeah, just gonna have to live with it. Yeah, it sounds painful because it is painful. It's ridiculous. I just want to go to Michigan. That's all. Maybe Ortho Indy. Do you guys, anybody have Ortho Indy where they are? Like, I wonder if I could go in there, like, without an appointment and just try it. Like, I saw someone put emergency room, but I'm like, that seems so dramatic. Like, I don't need an emergency room. And like, I feel bad when I go in there and like, I need to be real bad off and like nothing else is open. And if I don't go, I'm going to be in critical condition or I will not go because they're just so overrun with patients that need to be there because they are critical. And so I always feel bad. But, you know, you go to a mini clinic or whatnot, and they don't seem to really know much about doctoring. Oh, it's weird. Yeah, Otto, how are you doing? Doing all right. I know someone for 40. He's great. What does that mean? Message me about that immediately if you know someone that can help my back, if that's what you're talking about. Good times, love back pain. All right, guys. Well, I'm sure Gray's going to be on soon and all of our other friends. So it was great being here. Miss you guys and missed, you know, like actually digging in and like looking at things and, you know, keep those updates in mind. And then definitely tomorrow, like I'm going to be on there, you know, getting on that remote viewing for the Debaya. Should be interesting. Dr. Kingma. I have had anxiety and depression long time. Cool, you are very open with your demons. Great show. I am, you know, like I used to not be and try to be all hard and tough and like you know, I don't have emotions, blah blah, and like the more I learned about myself and like why I do what I do, the more it was just like I'm not embarrassed, you know? Like why would I be embarrassed of myself? Everything that I've gone through has made me who I am, and everything that I have makes me the person that I am as well. And so it's like you can't really I'm not going to be a victim. Just refuse. It is, everything in life isn't something else's fault. And for me, like, you know, mental health is something that I'm not ashamed of. And I don't think anyone should. And I think we live in this like shame culture of like, why can't you just get it together? Like, why can't you just be normal? Why can't, you know, like, well, why can't you not be an asshole? You know, like, but, you know, just, never give up. And like, that's the main thing is like on the darkest days, um, and I've had really dark days and there isn't anything external, you know, that's going on that is that bad. I have a pretty good life. It's just, it is what it is. And it's an internal battle. And you just have to fight it every day and be stubborn and refuse to let the darkness win, because that's the day that you die, when you let the darkness win. And giving into that and believing what your mind is telling you about yourself it's a lie. And you have to be able to come to the point where you can openly like recognize when you're not having the right types of thoughts, and been like, nope, that's that demon that I carry around. And I don't mean the actual demon, like it's just a figure of speech. And then you cannot blame anything. There's no victim, like I can't stand when people are woe is me. I get so that's just the personality types that just annoy the hell out of me, because we all go through everything, and just the people that was like constant pity party. But like, I feel like there's a big difference of just owning it. That's not a pity party. That's just being real, and that's where you can really help other people, So, thank you. But I hope y'all have a great week. And like I said, I've got to check with my daughter, but I do want to do that live. And it's just like, I've titled it fantasy versus reality, because Kegan Kline, regardless of anything else, this is the psychology of him like fascinates me, because there's just so many different things that fits in with this science track. They're like peer reviewed, like for medical like psychologists and stuff. And it's pretty interesting. So hopefully, if it works out with my daughter's schedule and her closet, I will be able to do that tomorrow night, I think. We'll see with her schedule, but if not, I will be gone all weekend again. And there is no service at they call it Dune Haven, but it's not. There is no Dune Haven in Michigan, but it's just the name for their resort. And there's no service, which is really great. There is a landline, so I can call home to check on my children. But being disconnected from everything, this device is pretty fantastic. Everybody should try it. So, all right, everybody. I hope you have a great week, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.